Q106.7 weather.
Here's your KQNK forecast. Clear skies develop with fog and spots early today with daytime highs approaching 93. South winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows level off around 69. Tonight, clear skies. Clear skies tomorrow. High temperatures reach up to 97. Mainly clear Friday with daytime highs approaching 100. 99 Saturday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Right now, it's 62 degrees.
This Kansas Information Network update is brought to you by Eaton Roofing and Exteriors.
I'm Britton Rucker, and here are today's top headlines from 12 News. The KBI is investigating after 2 student athletes at Dodge City Community College were hospitalized after what they call a medical incident. The students were hospitalized after a cross-country practice where the heat index reached 105 degrees. A judge formally charges a teen in last week's shooting at Wichita's Town East Mall. The teen is now charged with attempted murder in the shooting that left 2 teens in critical condition. Police say it happened after a fight. And the Lawrence City Commission approves nearly $95 million in tax incentives to fund Phase 2 of construction at KU's Stadium and Gateway project. Phase 1 will be complete this month. In Wichita, Britton Rucker, 12 News.
You're listening to the Kansas Information Network.
The voice of agriculture, Kansas Farm Bureau. Congress's One Big Beautiful Bill budget package included approximately $66 billion in investment in key farm programs.
About $60 billion of that investment was put towards modernizing farm safety net programs. These modernizations include extending key commodity support programs through the 2031 crop year.
Ryan Glenn, Director of Government Affairs for Farm Bureau, says the focus now is on getting a new farm bill.
Chairman G.T. Thompson of the House Agriculture Committee is drafting a farm bill that addresses those remaining farm bill programs. Both the House and Senate Agriculture Committees are currently conducting hearings on important policy priorities, and they're looking to move the bill this fall.
Be sure to listen again here for more from the voice of agriculture, Kansas Farm Bureau.
Good morning. I'm Natalie Hadley with your KQNK News, brought to you by Firebolt Ag LLC, serving all of your chemical and fertilizer needs. U.S. Senator Jerry Moran of Kansas, a member of the Senate Committee on Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry, joined Senators John Thune of South Dakota, Amy Kohlbacher of Minnesota, and Tina Smith of Minnesota in introducing the Conservation Reserve Program, or CRP, Improvement and Flexibility Act. The legislation would bolster CRP by improving access to grazing, maximizing enrollment options for producers, and expediting emergency haying in response to drought and other related disaster events. Senator Moran said equipping farmers and ranchers with improved access to CRP resources is crucial to the sustainability of the agricultural economy in Kansas. He said this bipartisan legislation grants greater flexibility for producers in Kansas and across the country to improve their economic stability while conserving our nation's farmland, wildlife habitats, and water supply for future generations to benefit from and enjoy. The CRP Improvement and Flexibility Act would make CRP grazing a more attractive option by providing cost share for the establishment of grazing infrastructure, including fencing and water distribution, on all CRP practices and contracts if grazing is included in the improved conservation plan. Increases the CRP annual payment limitation from $50,000, which was established in 1985, to $125,000 to account for inflation and rising land values and provide landowners with more CRP enrollment options to ensure resources are appropriately conserved. Reinstate mid-contract management cost share payments for activities that are not related to haying or grazing. Permanently establish the state acres for wildlife enhancement practice under continuous CRP, and create flexibility for producers by allowing emergency haying on CRP acres when certain conditions are met and in consultation with state technical committees. Fort Hays Tech North Central is proud to announce a transformative $1 million investment from the Dane G. Hansen Foundation in support of the college's new Construction Innovation Center that is scheduled to open in the spring of 2026. This contribution will help fund the construction of the nearly 30,000 square foot facility that is designed to expand access to high-demand career training in construction technology, electrical technology, plumbing and heating and AC, and commercial driving or CDL. Eric Burks, the president at Fort Hays Tech North Central, said this extraordinary gift from the Hansen Foundation demonstrates their deep commitment to strengthening technical education and workforce development in North Central Kansas. He said their support accelerates their ability to train more students to meet the critical demand for skilled workers in their region and help address the need for more housing. The Construction Innovation Center will include 3 industry-grade workshops and labs, interactive classrooms, and technology-enhanced training environments that mirror real-world sites. And the facility will allow Fort Hays Tech North Central to double enrollment capacity in these construction-related programs. This investment represents a major milestone in the capital campaign for the Construction Innovation Center, as the project has also received strong support from industry partners, local businesses, and other regional foundations. For more information about the Construction Innovation Center, you can visit fhtechnc.edu. A new chapter of security is taking shape in Hays as the Kansas National Guard breaks ground on a facility to improve emergency response across western Kansas. The ceremony celebrated the construction of a new readiness center for a nearly 50,000 square foot facility costing about $19.3 million, which will replace the outdated 1963 armory. Governor Kelly said the site will serve as a mobilization hub during state and federal soldier deployments, and the presence of a Kansas National Guard armory in the heart of northwest Kansas is a strategic and necessary investment. The 2-story facility will provide long-term support for Kansas Army National Guard operations, serve as the home of the 997th Brigade Support Battalion, and it will be fully equipped to accommodate individual and group training. The center will accommodate 127 traditional soldiers and 20 full-time staff, and it's located near the corner of 240th Avenue and West 52nd Street, just north of Interstate 70. Several National Guard officials spoke on the facility's significance during the ceremony, as well as Kansas U.S. Senator Jerry Moran, who stated that it will change the landscape of Hays as he's working to establish the Department of Defense's STAR-based program at the facility, offering students hands-on STEM education and experience. In Nebraska news, 2 Southwest Nebraska public school bonds failed to pass on Tuesday night after mail-in votes were tallied in both districts. Cambridge Public Schools had proposed a $13.2 million bond that failed, with 482 votes against and 280 votes for. The Furnace County Clerk reported that the results are essentially official, as there's no provisional ballots left to count. McCook Public Schools had proposed a $42 million bond, which also failed by a count of 1,920 votes against to 1,124 votes for. And the Red Willow County Clerk reported that those results will become official next week after the canvassing board approves them. The district in Cambridge had been aiming at tearing down the nearly 100-year-old 2-story portion of its school, replace it with a new 1-story building, and build a new multi-purpose room to replace the auditorium. The McCook district was aiming for a new junior high school, and this is the second year in a row that McCook voted down a school bond for a new junior high. The 2024 version was for $43.5 million. According to court documents, a woman who is running an unlicensed daycare inside her home in Eagle has been accused of child abuse. 39-year-old Robin Sinner was arrested on Friday on suspicion of child abuse with no serious bodily injury, a Class 3A felony, and she appeared in Cass County Court on Tuesday morning, after the child abuse was reported to the Cass County Sheriff's Office on October 25, 2024. A parent reported their son was attending a daycare at Sinner's home in Eagle, and when the child was picked up from the daycare that day, they had bruises and were taken to the ER at Bryan West. On November 1st, officials determined the bruising was consistent with child abuse, and during an investigation, authorities learned that Sinner was running an unlicensed daycare at her home, taking care of at least 4 children at the daycare. An arrest warrant was issued on Friday, and Sinner was taken into custody that same day. According to the Nebraska Department of Transportation, weather permitting, a railroad crossing project will begin on August 18th on U.S. Highway 183, U.S. 183 in Holdridge. The crossing repair work is being done by the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway, and drivers should follow the marked detour, with the work anticipated to take 4 days. Motorists are reminded to drive cautiously in and near work zones, to buckle up, and to put their phones down. I'll be back with more in just a moment.
Firebolt Ag is a full-service fertilizer and chemical retailer. They customize products for individual farmers' needs, with the primary focus being customer profitability. Let Josh and Jack help you get the most out of your farm ground. They also provide in-house marketing with Ron Wall of Flatwater Solutions. Visit Ron in Phillipsburg or call Josh at 785-854-8484 or Jack at 308-840-2819. Firebolt Ag, your leader in agriculture.
The Kansas Wildlife and Parks Commission will hold its next public meeting tomorrow, Thursday, August 14th, at the Finup Center at the Lee Richardson Zoo in Garden City. The meeting will begin at noon and continue until all the agenda items are addressed. The meeting will begin with a report from the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks that will include a public hearing on regulations that includes trout fee and senior license fees, non-lead muzzle-loader shot, deer seasons on military units, coyote seasons, and coyote equipment taking methods. The meeting will conclude with an additional opportunity for public comment. Attendees can participate in the meetings in person or virtually, and instructions for joining by Zoom, phone, or live streaming are available at ksoutdoors.gov under the How to Attend Commission Meetings Virtually, and the complete agenda can also be viewed there. An interpreter for the hearing impaired can be requested by calling the Kansas Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing at 1-800-432-0698. Individuals with disabilities may request other accommodations by contacting the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks at 785-294-2645. For more information, you can visit ksoutdoors.gov. A project to resurface a portion of K9 is underway in Norton County. This Kansas Department of Transportation project involves milling and overlay on 12.5 miles of the highway, starting at the East US 283 junction and ending at the Phillips County line. During construction, the traffic will be reduced to one lane through the areas where crews are actively working and directed by flaggers and a pilot car, so motorists should plan for delays of 15 minutes or less during the daylight hours. This project work is expected to be completed in mid-September, conditions permitting. Governor Kelly announced that $10.4 million will be invested in critical broadband initiatives through the Advancing Digital Opportunities to Connect Kansans, or ADOPT program. The Kansas Office of Broadband Development will partner with 18 organizations across the state to connect Kansans to high-speed internet by making public Wi-Fi accessible and distributing devices in underserved areas. Governor Kelly said broadband access is a common thread that is central to bringing our communities together and creating spaces for their residents to succeed in today's digital world. She said from public safety to workforce readiness and online education, these awards will continue to propel Kansans forward. The ADOPT program supports organizations working to ensure communities can access public Wi-Fi and the devices needed to participate in today's technology-driven world. Awards were made to nonprofits, school districts, and internet service providers across Kansas, supporting all counties and creating a sustainable approach to reach as many individuals and communities as possible throughout the state. Some of the ADOPT grant recipients include Russell County USD 407, which will receive $719,565 to provide middle and high school students with computers to support academic achievement and improve digital literacy. Southwest Area Agency on Aging received $329,118 to equip seniors across 28 rural counties, including Lane, Ness, and Pawnee counties, with technology and digital skills, ensuring they stay connected, independent, and empowered in today's digital world. And Next Tech of Norton will receive $34,893 for a public Wi-Fi system at Elmwood Park in Norton. I'm Natalie Hadley. Your KQNK News was brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, farmers helping farmers to succeed. You can contact Firebolt Ag today to get the most out of your farmland. Your KQNK weather forecast is being brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, your Norton experts for all of your pest control needs. Your forecast for today, there could be some patchy fog before 9 a.m. Otherwise, it'll be sunny with a high near 93 and a south wind of 5 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, it should be clear with a low around 69 and a southeast wind around 15 miles per hour. On Thursday, it should be sunny and hot with a high near 97 and a south wind around 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 30 miles per hour on Thursday. And on Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 72 and wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. I'll be back with the rest of your forecast in just a moment.
When you've got bugs, we know what a nuisance that can be.
Lock 'em out. From Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, Lock 'em Out is our very effective residential insect prevention program. We'll come to your place and treat your foundation plus all insect entryways. And while we're there, receive a free termite inspection. Call Mr. Rich Wenzel, our certified technician in Norton, at 785-202-0167. That's 202-0167.
Continuing with your weather forecast, on Friday, it should be sunny and hot with a high near 100. On Saturday, sunny and hot with a high near 100. On Sunday, it should be sunny with a high near 96. On Monday, sunny with a high near 94. And on Tuesday, should be sunny with a high near 94. Currently, with fair skies, it is 65 degrees. The humidity is 93%. The wind speed is calm. The barometric pressure is 30.05. And the dew point is 63 degrees. Your weather was brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control right here in Norton. You can call Hinkle Termite and Pest Control at 785-202-0167 for all of your pest control needs. It is 8:18 and it's time for Kansas Sports. That's being brought to you by United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything they do for you.
Save more, earn more with the Easy Saver account at the United Northwest Federal Credit Union. Enrollment in this program automatically rounds up the amount of all debit card and share draft purchases made from your checking account to the next whole dollar and deposits into the Easy Saver savings account. Not only will this account help you save, but it also earns 2.01% APY monthly. Special terms and conditions apply. Come in today and open your Easy Saver account at the United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything we do for you. NCUA insured.
KIN Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuis. Matt Verderame of Sports Illustrated joined 580 WIBW in Topeka this week and discussed what he liked from the Chiefs rookies in their first preseason game last weekend.
I thought Simmons, what did he play, 11 snaps, and it wasn't exactly a ton. I thought he played well. I thought he played really well. He didn't get beat on any snaps. I thought he was in the places he needed to be. He was beating guys to spot. So I thought Simmons did a nice job. I thought Jalad did well. He had 4 tackles. He was all over the place. I thought, kind of the rookie that gets forgotten is Bassett, who I thought was one of the best players on the field, for them, honestly. Now, granted, he's not going against the first stringers. He's going against second and third, and you got to factor that in. But I always find it intriguing when a guy's playing against backups and he is playing vastly superior to everybody else out there. That tells me that guy's a starting level type player. And so I found it just very, very interesting how well he played so early on. And I'm very curious to see how he plays in Seattle.
The Chiefs' second preseason game is Friday in Seattle when they take on the Seahawks at 9 p.m. Kansas Information Network Sports. I'm Spencer Dupe.
We arrived at the scene, and the job, like everyone before, was executed flawlessly, leaving us with more questions than answers. It was time to bring in the big guns. You don't mean. Yeah. John Deere Bale Documentation. All the data, one location. It was the answer to everything. Visit johndeere.com/Bale Documentation for more information.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's true, many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Philip Eisenhagen. Together we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office at 418 East Holm here in Norton or call 877-3373. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.